Hello all and welcome back to the channel. So things are getting back to normal in here. I have my wife's bus which has returned, and I'm very happy to say it now has brakes. It stops, which is an important aspect. My buddy Tim, who worked on it, took it to his shop. He showed up the other night with it. He's been driving it around. He's like, yeah, the brakes are working good. He goes, we might have to adjust them just a little bit more down the road, but he's got like 9 buses, and he said, man, this thing drives great, it rides great, it's enjoyable to be inside, it's quiet inside. So it was kind of nice to hear that, you know, the bus is getting kudos from a bus connoisseur, so to speak. But the real purpose of this video is I do want to tell a little story. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any driving today in this video, but that's coming. But I'm going to tell a little story about the most recent purchase, or I should say recent acquisition that I got that's in the shop. So let me get you set up on the tripod and I'll talk about this car. Okay, I got it set up good enough for King and Country, so I'm gonna go with it. So behind me is a 1925 Ford. It's kind of a rat rod. It's actually more of a hot rod, but it's rat rod inspired. And so here's the story behind this one. It's kind of an interesting one. A guy that I know out here that I actually did some trading with several years back when I lived in California, he had this. Now this guy's, you know, from what I understand, a pretty stand-up guy. I mean, I've only traded with him the one time, but he had a 32 Ford Roadster glass body car, and he wanted to trade for a 55 Pro Street Chevy that I had. If you guys might remember it, it was pretty cool. And I knew I was trading down a little bit, but he was willing to like basically come out, do the transportation, do all that stuff and take care of everything. And so he was really taking a chance on me that I would want to trade when he got all the way out there. So he ended up, him and his buddy cannonballed out. They brought the car to me. It was a fairly clean little car. I had it for a little while. It was burgundy. It was a fun little car. And we did the trade, and he cannonballed all the way back here to Tennessee. And for those of you that know, it's a long drive. So anyway, I had seen this one come up on his page, and he's always buying, selling, trading. That's his thing. So I think initially when I got the 56 gasser, I really did not like it. I took my first drive in it and I really didn't like it. And I was like, I was ready to unload it right there after the first drive. So I hit him up about maybe trading, and he didn't really respond too much or say very much. Kind of was like, I think I'm going to keep this one for a while. So I let it go at that. A little bit of time goes by and I start liking the gasser a little bit more, and he hits me up and he asks me what the story on the gasser is, blah, 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 and everything like that. So I send him some pictures and videos, not really thinking too much about it. And he says, hey, you want to trade for the rat rod? And so I asked him a few questions. We went back and forth a little bit about it and what have you. And one thing he told me, this thing is, it's registered in Georgia. And Georgia, a lot of times don't have titles. Anything older than 86 is not required to have a title. So he's like, doesn't have a title, but all you gotta do is have a bill of sale and some other paper he was talking about, and you can go down, there's no problem, take care of it and get yourself registered in Tennessee. So I thought, okay, no problem. So he wasn't able to do the transport, his truck was down, so we had a mutual friend of ours do the transport, picked up the 56 gasser, took it to him, and brought me back this car. I got it again late at night, so I basically just pulled it in here, straightened it up or what have you, and put it away. And then the next day it came out and started kind of looking over it and that type of thing. And as I started diving into it a little bit more, I started like, okay, there's some things, you know, I wish you would have mentioned, like passenger side glass is cracked, that type of thing. I did ask him how it drove, and he said it is kind of a handful, but you know, it's drivable and you can drive it speed or whatever, that type of thing. And he sent me a video, and it did look like he was sawing at the wheel pretty good, but drivable. So anyway, I'm figuring out the quirks, and there's some rain. I'm not really able to get this thing out or what have you. So one day I do decide to get it out when it's got some clear weather and what have you, and I'm gonna run it down to the gas station, put some gas in it. So I take off down the road, and the first thing I realize is that this thing handles horribly. It is all over the road. It's scary to drive. I almost just turned around and came back, but I wanted to get it down to the gas station. I didn't even make it to the gas station. I got down maybe a mile at the most from my house, and it ran out of gas. So I was thinking maybe the fuel gauge didn't work. No, the fuel gauge works just fine. It was definitely on empty. So I run out of gas. I'm kind of irritated about that, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm thinking I'm just gonna walk back, I'm gonna get my truck, I'm gonna get my gas can, go to the gas station, throw some gas in it, and I'll leave my truck there, go ahead and top this thing off or what have you, bring it back and then walk back and get my truck. Not a huge walk. As I'm walking back home, my neighbor happens to pass by. He pulls over. He had just filled up 2 5-gallon gas cans. So he says, hop in, we go back, put a little bit of gas on this thing. I get it down to the gas station. I gas it up. I bring it on back to the house. And again, it's scary to drive, so I didn't step into it. I mean, you can see the motor and see the setup on it, but I did not get into it at all. Get it back home, and then I also realized this thing is leaking oil really badly, like drip, drip, drip as you're driving. And I'll show you why in a minute, and I'll show you why the bad steering, the bad handling. I also realized coming back as I'm driving it, definitely got at least one motor mount that's just toast, it's done, because I step on it just a little bit and you can see the engine tweak and it's shaking and it's kind of a mess, that type of thing. So go a little bit farther. I'm thinking, okay, I want to get this thing registered in my name. All that he sent me was the title, not the title, the registration paper. That's all he sent me. So I'm like looking at it, I'm looking at the name of the guy that it was registered to that had it in Georgia, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I do here? I need a bill of sale. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll look him up on Facebook, which I did. I found him, and I sent him a message and basically said, hey, I just got this vehicle, you probably from the guy that you traded it to, that type of thing, and I want to get registered in my name. Would you send me a bill of sale, or is it okay if I just fill one out for you and take care of it myself? Well, he sends me his number, says call me on this car. That's never a good sign. So I call him and he says, well, there's a little bit of a problem with it. He says, money's still owed on this car. So apparently he traded someone else, and there was a little bit of financial understanding in there to the tune of $1,000. He got $200. He held on to the title and never got the other $800. The guy that he did the trade with traded to the guy I got it from, and then of course the guy traded it to me. So I'm like, okay, that's not good, but yeah, let me see what I can do here. So I contact the guy I got it off of and tell him the story, and he's like, it doesn't make any sense, that car shouldn't have a title and everything like that, but if you want to trade back, that's fine, because apparently he found rust underneath the gasser and he didn't like that. I didn't know if there was any rust underneath it. I hadn't crawled underneath it, so nothing I was aware of, but I was like, yeah, I'm thinking I kind of want to trade back. Let's just do that. And he kept saying, well, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Usually when I trade, but whatever you want to do, it's up to you. So upon further investigation, I'm talking to the guy who has a title and it's in his name and who actually built this car. And he says, yeah, I actually contacted your boy that you got it from, and I told him there was an issue. I do have the title, and there was an issue with it, and he ghosted me. So yeah, the guy that I got it from did know something was going on and failed to tell me that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe he just thought he was being scammed or whatever. I'm trying to see the best in everybody. But long story short, I tell the guy who has the title, I say, hey, look, I feel for you. Obviously, I want to make this right. So if you're owed $800, I'll send you the $800. Just tell me where to send it, mail you a check, Venmo, whatever, and I'll make it right if you'll send me the title. And so he's like, oh, okay, and then there was a whole thing about maybe I might trade back, that type of thing. Wasn't really sure what was going on. So anyway, the guy, I talked to him several times, the guy that owns this thing still, it's got the title, says, you know what, send me $300. I'm sorry you got in the middle of this. Just send me the $300 and I'll send you the title. And then he tells me he's even got a trailer for it that he might sell and what have you. And he's only like 2.5 hours away from me in Georgia. So I said, okay, so I sent him the $300, and as of yesterday, he had sent me a message saying that he had mailed off the title to me. So hopefully that gets here in the mail. I'm able to get it registered in my name, and then it's just a matter of fixing like the quirks and things like that, which I'm going to show you guys right now and do a walk around on it. All right, so this thing does have a lot of attention to detail on it. It's kind of cool. You will see the motor, which looks really, really impressive. Go around to the front. I mean, twin turbo anything is kind of cool, but I found out that the motor is from a 76 C10 pickup, which maybe is 180 horsepower. I mean, it does have aluminum heads on it and exhaust and everything like that. It does have a Holley Sniper fuel injection system on it. And I mean, the twins and everything like that, but I'm going to say maybe top end, this thing's maybe 400 horse, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to really get into it. But if you look just like look at the detail, just stuff that he did. And I mean, stuff lights up. It is really cool. These tires are just awesome and make it look like almost cartoonish. he did a nice job there. Fuel cells there and back. There's a couple of on and off switch, battery kill switches. There's 2 batteries for it. It is pretty cool. Door handle is broken, so you got to open that from the inside. But I mean, the steps made out of the horseshoes. It is pretty cool, and the use of skulls and things like that. And the skulls on the front there light up, so that's cool. It does have a nitrous bottle in it. I'll show you guys inside real quick before we start talking about the issues. So it has a nitrous bottle back there, but it's just for show, just to be purged or what have you. But it looks to me like all the gauges work. The sniper setup, the electronic setup is there behind the steering wheel. Steering wheel is kind of fun. It's got a cool look to it, but it's definitely not fun to drive. So first of all, steering issue. So the steering box is like right here, and these bolts are loose. They just bolt in. They don't have bolts underneath or nuts underneath them. They just have the bolts. So that's probably something that's going to have to be tightened on a regular basis. That back there, if you can see with the sprockets, that's the steering. So it's chain driven down to the steering box. And right now the chain is very, very loose, needs a link taken out of it or tightened up or what have you. And that'll make a difference because there was a lot of play in the steering wheel. Like I could turn the steering wheel probably half a revolution and nothing was happening. Oh, one other thing, oil leak. Get back down here. You guys see the gasket, how it's blown out right there? So yeah, it's just spewing oil out. Right now the oil is barely registered on the dipstick, but it's supposed to be getting that taken care of. And then I think it's this motor mount that's broken. Gonna replace both motor mounts. Some of that braided tubing, if you look back there, it's like crimped. There's a few of them that are just crimped and I'm not really liking too much, so I want to get that fixed. And then see how it dries really. Obviously get it registered in my name and just see how it dries. But there was a lot of attention to detail on this car, and you know, I cleaned it up. It was a little grungy when I got it. It needed a little bit of a cleanup and maintenance, and I cleaned it up and it looks pretty cool. It's kind of a cool build. I am actually kind of digging it the more it's in my shop. So yeah, with any luck, the title will show up in the next couple of days. My mechanic's supposed to come over and start working on it and do a full fluid change on it and get everything going. Then we'll take it out for a drive and see how it is. The guy that built it, he was giving me like heads up on it, and he's like, yeah, I had airbags on it before, but I didn't like them, so I put coilovers. He says, but you don't want to drive this thing over probably about 50, 60 miles an hour. He said, it'll start swaying on you, and if it does, don't try to drive out of it. It won't come out or what have you. Now, he claims that this thing's probably like 600 horse. I don't know. I'm probably never gonna find out. This is gonna be something that's just gonna be cool to cruise around here locally, a few cruise-ins, that type of thing. It's just got a presence and a persona about it. If I can just get the steering a little tighter, I think it'll make a big difference in its road manners and be a lot safer to drive. And then, of course, the oil leak and motor mounts, stuff like that. It's actually not uncomfortable to drive. It rides pretty good. It's just those things. So hopefully not too expensive fixes, and I can enjoy it a little bit. And I think it'll hang out if I can get those things fixed and make it safe. Really doesn't matter. I wouldn't sell it the way it is right now, the way it drives. It's just a little bit scary, and I wouldn't feel comfortable selling it to anybody the way it is. So there's kind of the layout, all the vehicles that are in the shop currently. However, there is the empty spot here, there is the empty spot here, and they will be filled by the end of the day. As a matter of fact, driver contacted me just a little bit ago and said he'd be here in a couple of hours with 2 new vehicles coming from California. If you guys remember, I traded a buddy of mine, sent the 47 Ford back to him, which showed up, I think, yesterday. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday. And so these vehicles are coming today, so I'm looking forward to that. Kind of unique. I'll definitely do a video and talk about them and get these things out kind of on the road and do some driving, make for some fun videos or what have you, especially now that the weather is getting warmer. Still getting a lot of rain, and it's very intermittent. Right now it's kind of humid today, but it's very intermittent. I mean, rain, we have thunder, lightning, rain, and sunny, then back to rain. It just can't make up its mind. So it's hit and miss, but somewhere in between all that stuff, I'll get some vehicles out, talk about the new stuff that's coming in. And yeah, I don't think there's much going on with these vehicles other than just some maintenance stuff, some oil changes, stuff like that I'm trying to get done, and just stuff that I've kind of procrastinated on over the past few years. So yeah, with that, As always, guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate everybody. I keep saying that, but I really do. And yeah, I think that's it. God bless. Take care. Guys, have an absolutely amazing day.